everybody. It's Dr. Cindy from the Positively Altered podcast. I am a chiropractic internist and nutritionist, and here on the Positively Altered podcast, we discuss everything health related, physical, spiritual, emotional, sometimes financial, you name it. If it's related back to your health, we want to talk about it with absolutely no filter and just see where it goes. Today is absolutely no exception, and I have a guest who is back for the third time, because she is just so lovely, and we love to dive into things that are near and dear to both of us. Today's episode, we're going to talk about something that's been running around rampant, GLP-1s. And I wanted to do this because it's really important, because so many people are dabbling in this. And although there's a right way to use them, sometimes there's a wrong way. And sometimes it's just because we don't know that there is another way. So hang tight. We're going to take a quick listen from my sponsors, and then we are going to be right back with my next guest.
Hello, my name is Heather Lord, and I am the COO of Professional Health Products. Cutting corners is an all too common practice in the dietary supplement industry. When my father founded Professional Health Products, he sourced the cleanest, most biologically active ingredients from around the globe. Today, that commitment remains, which is why the finest healthcare practitioners, like Dr. Cindy, have trusted us for more than 40 years. We oversee the entire process in our manufacturing facility, from sourcing and formulation to manufacturing and labeling. Today, we offer over 300 unique products that can be tailored to the nutritional and homeopathic needs of each individual. Most recently, we launched a proprietary genetic test, allowing our practitioners to get even more dialed in to their patients' health. To learn more about Professional Health Products, please talk to your practitioner or visit our website at phpltd.com.
Today, your life is going to be altered. I'm Dr. Cindy.
Welcome to Infinity. We have worked hard to create an electronic claims website that is simple and user-friendly. This is the public side. You can log into your personal web portal here. This is your dashboard. You can personalize it to your liking here. Our main focus has been to allow you to submit and edit claims as easy as possible. You will find our claims editor and claims processing is simple to use and straightforward. Our quick action bar is where you can find your most important information. Most of these icons will take you directly to the claims the number represents. You can easily view if you have any messages in your inbox of any unread alerts by looking for these blue numbers. To view the rest of our training videos to get the most of your Infinity experience, click this icon. We hope you find this web portal simple and easy to use. Thanks for letting us serve you.
I'm Dr. Cindy. Who wouldn't want to join me for the Positively Altered podcast? And we're back. Thank you for hanging out after our sponsor break. It's so important that you take a listen to the people that support us. I am here with my friend, again, Amanda Yu, who I think if she shows up one more time, we're actually going to have to make her a co-host. Amanda, we're back together.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Cindy. I'm so excited for this conversation.
Oh my gosh, I just love having you because you speak my language, right? I mean, we come from completely different backgrounds and even different worlds from medicine, and yet we always seem to be on the same page, which is why I just absolutely adore having you on the show and talking to you. Today, you ready for this? GLP-1. Now, you ready? When I get text messages from my kids with letters, I always have to look up what it stands for, right? Because I never get it right. I'm too old to understand all the lingo. So we know that GLP-1 does not stand for girls love popcorn.
Although I love that. I love popcorns.
Right? Which I think might be just a little healthier take, but we're going to run down that rabbit hole today. What exactly is a GLP-1?
Thank you so much. Yes, many people have heard GLP-1 out there, but I don't know if people understand what GLP-1 is. GLP-1 stands for glucagon-like peptide 1. It is a hormone that's naturally produced in the gut when we eat, especially in response to protein and fiber-rich meals. It it plays several roles. Of course, it slows down gastric emptying, which keeps you feel full longer. It stimulates insulin productions, and it reduces glucagon response, so it helps to control blood sugar.
So it sounds really healthy.
It is. It's a natural response to food. This is how our body's designed, right? To respond to food. When we eat protein, when we eat fiber-rich food, our bodies, our gut produce these hormones to slow down gastric emptying, to signal the brain. That's another role of GLP-1, to signal the brains, hey, we're not hungry anymore. Like, we're done eating. So this is why GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, Zepbound these are the synthetic GLP-1 agonists. They're not GLP-1 per se. They are agonists. They activate and they mimic your own body's GLP-1.
So we've already screwed this up, Amanda, right? Because we call it a GLP-1, but yet that's not completely accurate if we leave off the word agonist or another word to describe what we're actually putting into our system, correct?
Correct. It's a synthetic introduction, exogenous compound that we introduce into our body to trick our body, to trick our brain that, hey, this is like GLP-1, but it is not. The problem is it comes with risk, right? It does work.
Let's not go there yet. Don't go there yet. I don't want to give away all the good stuff.
Okay.
All right. But in all seriousness, let's back up to step number one, right? Before somebody even were to consider putting this in their body and we talk about the side effects, how do we know we would actually need this? Are there ways for us as the patient? Because if our body produces GLP-1 itself, which it does, if it's working properly, theoretically, we shouldn't need something exogenous in order to support it. So how do we, for everybody listening, how do we identify the fact that we might actually need help to produce GLP-1?
Well, for one, for some populations, like we keep eating, right? We eat and then we're not, we don't feel satiated. We don't feel full and we keep eating and eating and eating. The problem is it's because one, we're eating the wrong type of food. We're eating genetic modified food. We're eating, engineered foods that do not contain fiber, that do not contain real, nutrients for our body. So, and when we eat this high sugary processed food, we spike our glucose, we spike our insulin in our body. And this over time, many people were told to eat multiple times throughout the day, right? Eat small meals to maintain your metabolism. We've been taught this. We've been told this, to do this. And we've been doing this. And look what happened today. We have an epidemic of type 2 diabetes and obesity that's facing not just US, but globally. And so eating multiple times a day, eating highly processed foods, sugary foods, will spike your glucose, your insulin, and this can lead to insulin resistance. And the insulin resistance means that your cells are not responding to insulin. And every time you eat food, it will convert into sugar, regardless of what type of food that you are eating, whether it is vegetable, whether it's roots, whether it is chips. People have been telling me that, hey, Amanda, I'm not eating sugar. It's like, no, you don't need to eat sugar to have sugar in your body because your body is brilliant, or your body converts food into sugar to provide you the energy. And so how I want to just go back a little bit to the basic, how do people get insulin resistance, right? That's affecting almost 90% of the population. So just like what I said, all food convert into sugar. When you eat food, it spikes your glucose. Your pancreas would put out insulin to bring down glucose, to put glucose inside your cells. And the problem is over time, when we keep having too much glucose in our bloodstream, the cell's like, no more, I'm full, no more glucose in here. All right. So now your cells are not responding. And then your pancreas in response keep putting out more insulin. All right. We need to put those glucose inside the cell. So we must need more insulin. And your pancreas keep putting out more insulin and your cells are not responding. And this over time is what leads to high A1C. And then we get a diagnosis of pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes. You go see your doctor, you get a medication, and and we get stuck in this loop, right?
So I think back to my childhood and, although I always believe my parents did the best that they could, right? Because there's no instruction manual when you have children on what to do. But I remember sitting always at the dinner table being told, you need to finish what's on your plate, right? You need to finish everything that you took. And okay, respectfully so, because I asked for it. Because, there were children starving in Europe. And as a smart aleck child, I used to say, then pack it up and send it to the children in Europe, right? If I didn't finish what's on my plate. But really, it's interesting to me because that's where overeating for me actually started, right? Is I was taught to finish everything on my plate, not to take small bites, wait in between, and see if satiety actually set in to give me that mechanism that I was full, right? So theoretically, for the sake of not wasting back in that generation, I think we've really run down this path of we've created the insulin resistance, the type 2 diabetes, the glucose response inappropriately so, sometimes not even just because we ate sugar, to your point, right? But because of other emotional or messages that we got that drive this.
Yes.
Right?
I was taught that too.
Well, yeah. It's crazy. I promise, it's funny. I think when you raise your own children, you either do what your parents taught you or you become the antithesis of this. And I always used to tell my children, when you're full, stop eating, right? When you feel good, stop eating. We're still not going to waste the food. We don't throw it in the garbage. We'll wrap it up. It can go in the fridge and you can reheat it to eat it later, right? So we still don't waste in our home.
Right.
But I never believed in forcing children to finish what was on their plate, to your point, right? Is now we don't realize the damage that we're causing internally, besides the fact that we might just have to unbuckle our pants a little bit because we ate too much. But really the health concerns that follow are extreme. And yet we've labeled sugar, meaning glucose, right? We've said it's evil. It isn't. It has a purpose in the body. Insulin isn't evil. It has a purpose in the body. It really always comes back down to balance. So I think it's really important that listeners understand that, to your point, again, we don't just stop eating food because at the end of the day, we still need those mechanisms to work on a cellular level, correct?
Yes. Absolutely. It's about giving our body time to rest. We call it fast and feed, right? Originally, we're designed to, go back to our ancestors. Before refrigerators day, we eat when foods are available to us, when we grow the food, when we hunt and gather. When we have food, we eat. And when we don't have food, we don't eat. And the body knows that when we are not eating, there are some stored fat because during the time of our feast, when we eat, excess glucose will get converted into glycogens, into triglyceride, and to store for later use for times when we don't have food. And that's how our bodies are designed, right? But in modern day societies, we have refrigerator, we have food access to us 24/7. You just, you're hungry at 2 a.m. Go open your refrigerator, your cabinet. There's food there. You go to a party, there's food. You go to an office meeting, there's food. There's food everywhere. And these foods are not, fruits and vegetables and whole food. These are like donuts and cookies and, highly processed food that triggers your glucose and your insulin or spike it 90%.
So are you a believer that we should wait until we have the trigger of hunger before we put food in our body? Or is there some theory behind that's too late, where we still should be consistent in the food that we put in order to be satiated and keep the blood sugar and the insulin consistent?
Right. So we practice time-based eating. So be intentional. for especially if people are looking to lose weight, people are looking to lower their A1C. Be intentional about it. Set a goal when you're going to eat, when you're not going to eat. And when you do eat, eat real food, eat fat, protein, and fiber. And then give your body some time to rest. There are numerous research now on the benefits of intermittent fasting, right? So so give your body some times to rest and repair. I normally practice 16-8, 18-6, about 4 days a week. And then 1 day a week, I would do just one meal, just allow my body to get the benefit from autophagy, allow my body to just take out the trash from my body in a way, right? And then once a month, I would do a 36-hour fast, just go a little bit longer. And many people think that fasting is starving. Fasting is not starving. Fasting, the body is brilliant. It knows what to do. When we don't eat, the body knows how to go find energy from our stored fat. And on average, a person has more than over 100,000 calories to burn. I mean, and the body will not starve when you don't feed it, but you have to work with somebody who knows how to guide you so that you don't go into this hypoglycemic state. And especially if you're a diabetic, if you're on medications. We're not here to give any medical advice, but just to share some tools.
Right. The longest I've ever gone on a true water fast was 105 hours. And I can tell you, Amanda, I never felt better. And I feel good normally, but 105 hours with absolutely zero food. And the only reason I didn't go longer is I was just too afraid to then feel bad when I reintroduced food after so long. But I do that every once in a while. And I do believe in the benefit of letting the body, and I think I might have more than 100,000 calories to burn. I would love to see the science in calculating that, but I'm pretty sure that I've got plenty of calories. Maybe not as a bear in hibernation, but there's some fuel to burn off there in that fast. Okay, now GLP-1s, they're not going away. They're not ever going to go away. People are running to them. Let's talk about this because I do think that there is a time and a place to utilize medications, but I also believe right now in this country we're overutilizing them. Besides what we talked about in terms of regulating the body, are there other good uses to consider these drugs for those that are, having symptoms? Where else can we use them safely?
Yes, absolutely. I have nothing against the medication. These drugs are great. They do work. They do work. Originally, these drugs are designed for type 2 diabetics, right? To help reduce blood sugar, to reduce cardiovascular risk. But now they're approved for chronic weight management. It's the way that it's being used. It's the way that it's being publicized. We have celebrities promoting these things. It's like this is the best thing ever. That this is a weight loss drug. It's not a weight loss drug. I mean, it's being prescribed for people with BMI over 30, or if you have BMI over 27 with related conditions like high blood pressures or sleep apneas. Those are what these medications are designed to do, but it's the off-label use used for weight loss management is it's where we get into trouble, is where and people think that these medication are you just use the medication and not address your lifestyle. Many people will come off of these medication 50% after 1 year and then 70% after 2 years. Based on studies here in the US and in the UK, because one due to side effects, another cost, right? So I'm concerned about the more potential severe side effects that people are not talking about, celebrities are not talking about, is the sarcopenia, muscle loss. About 30 to 40% of that weight loss can be coming from lean mass. That's muscle, that's bone, that's connective tissue. It's not all fat mass. And we don't know the long-term side effects of this, but more research now coming out. It's linked to blindness. It's linked to suicidals, linked to depressions. these are concerning of these medications. And so, I mean, how these medications were meant to be prescribed is to help the type 2 diabetics, to help the severely obese patients. But I think we fail as clinicians, as providers, we fail to educate the public, the patients, that, hey, you need to address the lifestyle component. Use this short term to decrease the cravings, to slow down gastric emptying, not at a higher dose like what people are using now for weight loss, microdosing, and then adopt a low carb diet, a more ketogenic diet, and then incorporate some intermittent fasting. Now you can achieve this weight loss in a healthy way, in a sustainable way.
I think based on some history, history always repeats itself, right? And we're seeing that while the drug works and we're seeing some dramatic weight loss, the problem is you can't maintain that if you don't continue utilizing the medication, correct? At what point, and I know this is a lousy question because every human being is different the way they respond, but when we say short term, in your opinion, what would be short term use where we would deem it relatively safe versus we cross that threshold of now we do worry about thyroid cancer and anxiety, all the side effects that potentially are there. What time of frame would you feel comfortable saying use it to jumpstart what you're trying to do?
90 days. You can reset 90 days, and I've seen it. And we've been able to help some people with GLP-1, without GLP-1, with natural food-based supplements, foods that you choose to incorporate, like protein, and bitter foods. These are type of foods that can stimulate your own body's production of GLP-1 naturally.
So if I am naturally producing GLP-1, if my levels are good internally, theoretically, these drugs wouldn't assist me then in my weight loss. That wouldn't be the reason for the increase in weight, correct?
Correct. I mean, we can lose the weight, and, by just addressing the food that we choose to put in our mouth, a movement, resistant weight exercise. That's another thing. Resistant weight is a must, especially if you're on GLP-1 injection, is a must. And learning how to eat low carb, incorporate protein and healthy fats and fiber, it's a must. And we can do this naturally. It just might take a little bit longer, but there are some powerful supplements out there now that we can achieve this within 90 days as well.
Okay, before we get to those, is there a way for people to test their GLP-1 before administering these drugs to even see if there's a need?
There is, but again, from my perspective, from my background, is just what are you doing? What like look at your lifestyle instead of doing some expensive testing. Look at your lifestyle. What are you doing to get here in the first place, right? What are you eating? Are you moving? Are you drinking? Your stress level? Are you sleeping? How about we look at these factors first and see, are these contributing to your decreasing in GLP-1's production? If you're eating high carbs, if you're not moving, if you have highly stress, if you're not sleeping, these will inhibit your GLP-1 levels. If you're eating protein, you will increase GLP-1 production. If you exercise, it will increase that. Low stress will increase that. Eating bitter foods will increase that. So,
in your opinion, Amanda, how much protein should we be getting every single day as a general rule?
1 to 2 grams. So depending on your age, your lifestyle. As we get older, we need a little bit more than 1 gram per 1 pound of desired weight. So if your desired weight is 120, then you need 120 grams of protein.
Okay. And going back to the idea of microdosing, would you suggest for the people out there that are considering utilizing these drugs, that they talk to their clinicians about the microdosing rather than a full dose? Do you believe that that would be safer even for the 90 days?
I think so. I believe so. Using microdosing and also incorporating lifestyle, adjusting lifestyle.
Amanda, nobody wants to do that. They want the quick fix.
I totally get it. That's why these drugs are billion-dollar drugs, right? But also
Right.
there's our $2 billion lawsuits coming out right now.
I know. What do you think about the oral GLP-1s that they're working on? Do you think that that's any safer, or it's just an easier delivery method for people?
No, I don't think it's safer. Actually, I think it's more dangerous, more harmful, because it has to go through the liver for processing, for metabolizing. And I know that one company is already shutting down a project because of liver toxicity. So there is one right now that's available that I dispense, and it's I don't dispense too often. Every now and then I see it. I get a prescription for it. So it's not very effective because it has to go through your metabolism. It has to go through your livers to process. And how many people have fatty liver? How many people have, liver congestions? Many people. And I don't think we can out trick the body. I mean, it might work. It might work for a short period of time, just like the GLP-1. It work initially, but your body will compensate. Your body will adapt, and eventually you will get these side effects. You will have these side effects, and we don't know the long-term side effects of this. And for now, for what I can tell, the sarcopenia, the osteopenia they're very concerning, because as we get older, we need our muscle. Muscle is longevity. And the more muscle we have, the more we're able to consume glucose from the bloodstream.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I know in our practice, I always recommend, if you're, and listen, there's a time and a place, as we talked about, but I'm always a big fan of doing comprehensive blood work panels prior to starting a medication, while on the medications and then following the medications, because certainly, to your point, with liver damage, if there is going to be any concern, we certainly don't want to start in a bad place with the liver. And if at any point in time during a course of medication we see changes, it might be the right time to discontinue the medication or certainly support better, because, we see in this space, right, that we're solving one problem, we're creating 3 new ones. And that's never the goal, right? The goal is always to accomplish the one thing we're trying to do without risking future issues. All right, Amanda, natural substances, because we've been using some of these longer than anybody, thought GLP stood for Girls Love Popcorn. So what are the natural things in this space that we could utilize if we don't want to go down the prescription medication route?
Yeah, so natural Ozempic, things that can decrease cravings, bitters. Bitter foods will decrease your cravings. Bitter foods will stimulate your own body's production of GLP-1, like bitter melon, berberine, dandelions. Food that has bitter in it, yerba mate, plant tea. That's one I like the best. That's what I drink because I have a clean one. And then protein, eating protein, healthy fats, fiber. All this that supports the gut microbiome can help increase GLP-1 production. There are compounds that are in green tea, such as yerba mate tea, herbal tea, natural caffeine like green coffee beans. The chlorogenic acid in these products, in the compounds in these teas, can stimulate your own body's production of GLP-1. And specifically in the yerba mate tea, there's actually a peer-reviewed study out now on one yerba mate tea, the Utamate, the one that I use, by Dr. Benjamin Bigman. Another compound in them is theobromine, ferulic acid, mate saponins, all these compounds working synergistically to decrease cravings, but decrease inflammation. And the ferulic acid in a yerba mate tea, specifically, when you drink it, the gut microbiome takes that and convert it into a byproduct, dihydrofururic acid, that increases your GLP-1 even more, up to 60%. So how cool is that? You're drinking a tea that has all these other benefits, has micronutrients, but also decrease your cravings. Why aren't we talking about this? Why aren't we talking about a natural tea that you can drink that helps you, or these foods? And then fiber, introduce fiber into your, eat fiber before your meal can slow down the metabolism of carbohydrates and to slow down, to decrease the absorption of triglyceride, of these bad lipids. What else? Movement, resistance, weight exercise. All these things can help your body in a matter of months, not years. And like I said, 90 days, give me 90 days, we can help you, right? You and I can help people in 90 days.
We can. Okay, so let's give them a little taste of what we do. So what is your favorite fiber that we should be eating before a meal?
A bowl of rainbow salad if you can. And if you can't, there's a supplement called Balance that you can introduce, that you can mix in cold water and just drink it right before your meals. So if you
I
want
love it.
there's a product. And if I still do both, I still have salad before my meals. And you want diversity, variety, you want soluble and insoluble fiber. You want soluble fiber to form bulk. You want insoluble fiber to feed your gut microbiome, act like a broom, to just have both. You need both. And many people do not get enough fiber into their diet.
You know, it's so interesting. And I'm going to go back to childhood again. I remember always going out to dinner with my father because he worked in the house. So we always needed to get out of the house for dinner. And everywhere we went, before the meal was served, there was a salad, right? Back in the day, that's what restaurants did. Now, granted, some of it was iceberg lettuce, which wouldn't be as fun as microgreens, but there was always that salad. And, you know, it's interesting. I never questioned it. Why, right? Why is there this little tiny meal of greens before a larger meal? And now we've become the society where either you have to pay extra for it, right? Or we've replaced the salad with French fries on the plate instead of before the meal. And we've really gotten away from that. It's really very fascinating that maybe years ago we were getting this food thing right better than we are today with all the advancements in technology and food.
Absolutely. Like in the 50s, 1960s, 1970s, in the old days, our days, right?
Our old days, yes, our old days, Amanda.
We play outside, right? And if you want to come in and ask your mom's like, oh, can I have a snack? They said no, because that you're going to ruin your dinner. So wait until dinner time, right? You're not going to snack right now, then you're not going to eat your dinner. And we play outside. That's what we did. That's how we grew up, right?
It's so true. And we never questioned those things. We just accepted them, right? But I'm not even sure that our parents knew why or how important the recommendations that they were making, how important they really were. You know, it's fascinating. Okay, so number one, so we're going to do and I love microgreens. So we're going to do a little bit of microgreens before every meal. I always teach people, to your point about also satiety and not overeating, that it's really important to put that fork, that spoon, you know, down in between bites, to chew that bite to almost to the point that it's liquid, right? Mastication, that chewing concept is really important. And I think we become the society of 2 bites and we swallow. Sometimes I know even raising kids, I'm swallowing as I'm getting into the car to drive them to an activity. And I always think about my experiences overseas, and I try to reiterate that to people of like, sometimes dinner took us 3 hours to eat, right? Because we were slow, we were intentional, we listened to our body in terms of those markers of fullness. And here it's, 10 minutes and done, right? We're getting everybody out even in a restaurant sitting. So put your fork and your spoon down between bites, chew to the point that it's liquid, take a little bit longer than 10 minutes to eat your meal. And please, let's not do it in the car on the way to a sporting event, right? What other suggestions do you have through that eating process that might help people make better decisions?
I would say sit down, take a couple slow diaphragmatic breath, like deep breathing, slow down, calm down your nervous system, downregulate your stress response first, sit down, breathe, look at the food, because digestion happens before you even put food in your mouth, right? Just the thought of eating, your body's already producing the digestive enzymes, the amylase in your mouth. Like, just thinking about lemon right now, right? You're like, okay, here comes saliva. So you're already starting your digestive process. So sit down, breathe slowly, and just put the phone away, turn off the TV, and really enjoy your food and really taste the food and think about what you're eating, how you're eating, and really talk to your food, communicate with your food, because your food is information. Even water too. There's a research on just thanking the water, how the water is supporting your body. We have to talk about that later. I don't want to go off topic because it's like just negatively talking about water. It actually, the water structure changes is really bizarre. It's pretty amazing. But yeah, just calm down your nervous system, because the body shuts down the digestive process when we're in a fight or flight state. When we're moving, we're eating, we're driving, your body is in this more alert state. You're in a more fight or flight state, and you're just putting food in your mouth. You're not digesting. I'm guilty of that as a pharmacist, a retail pharmacist for over 3 decades. I will be typing and then put a food in my mouth. I'll be typing and working and have a handful of nuts. And that's not the way to do it. So sit down, breathe, chew, and enjoy your meal.
I love it. In your opinion, and I'm going to share mine too, but I'd love to hear yours first. How much time should there be between your last meal and the time that you lay down to go to sleep for proper digestion?
3 hours. And move 10 to 15 minutes after you eat. You'll be amazed. Try this. If you have not done so, try this for the next few weeks. Just move 10, 15 minutes after a meal will help to lower down your glucose. It will help to improve your blood sugar balance. And I'm not talking about you have to go outside and walk or do whatever. Just put away your dishes and just move around in the house, and not just eat and go sit in front of the TV or in front of the computer. But just move 10, 15 minutes after a meal.
Amanda, I think that was a public service announcement for all parents to share this moment with their children, that after you are done eating, you should put the dishes away. I think we've served an entire population in a way we never thought we would today.
I think so. Yes. Put away your dishes.
Yeah, my kids, they're all out of the house now at this point. My kids are either in college or out of college, but when they're home, and especially when the boys are home together, there's always the argument of who's going to clear the dishes and who's going to put them in the dishwasher. So Ari always wins to move them from the table to the sink. And then for some reason, because Jackson is the youngest, he gets stuck rinsing off, the leftover food and then putting them in the dishwasher. But at least they're both up. And then, now that I think about it, I'm usually the one sitting at the table not moving. So I guess I have to participate in this activity now too. It shouldn't be just the kids.
That's right. Practice what you preach, Dr. Cindy.
Oh, Amanda, boy, you called me out on that one somehow today. I don't know that I like the way that this is turning,
I know. You might never have me back again, right?
Oh my gosh.
This is it, Amanda. This is your last.
Amanda, this will never be the last. I enjoy actually the conversation and the knowledge. And I love the fact that you come from, the pharmacy perspective where, at the end of the day, we don't call you the root cause. That's hard to say. The root cause pharmacist for no reason, right? It's not about just the prescription, because at the end of the day, we're not deficient in Ozempic, and we're not deficient in Lexapro, right? We're not born with these deficiencies. There is a time and a place for absolutely every medication. We just want to use them wisely. We want you safe. We want you educated, really. And I think that's the goal, and why I really enjoy talking to you so much is we want people to understand what they're doing and what they're putting in their body and how it works. And that sometimes it's the way and sometimes there's a better way. So Amanda, you're an amazing guest. Thank you. I want to take a really quick break to listen to our sponsors, and then we're going to come back. Amanda, I have to work so hard to prepare new questions for our rapid fire, because when you keep coming back, I cannot ask you the same questions. So you ready for a few new ones?
Okay, sure.
All right, go fuel up, get a sip of water. We are going to be right back after listening to our sponsors that we care so much about with Dr. Amanda Yu. This is your weekly dose of Dr. Cindy, the Positively Altered podcast. Stop. Hit that follow button now and spread the love with Positively Altered. We are back with Dr. Amanda Yu, the root cause pharmacist. I have to say that slowly, Amanda, because it doesn't roll right off my tongue. But, maybe there's a hat or a t-shirt in my future with that on there. We are ready to do our rapid fire questions. I got new ones for you.
Oh, gosh. Go ahead.
No, you know what? They're easy. They're just fun. Here we go. Question number 1. What is the weirdest food combo that you put together that you absolutely love?
Oh, gosh. Pickle and ice cream.
Oh, no.
I love pickle and ice cream.
Like, is it topping?
Yes. Try it.
Oh, my gosh. What flavor ice cream do you eat with pickles?
Oh, just vanilla.
Oh, Amanda, I have a whole new perspective on ice cream that, I grew up eating ice cream and it makes me so sick that I searched the country for the best dairy-free ice cream on the planet. And I found a couple places. One of them is Monkey Wrench in Salt Lake City, Utah, and they have about 25 different flavors. I will bet you they have never done pickles in their ice cream, but I'm going to plant that seed to see if we can come up with pickles. I can't even say it. Pickles and ice cream. It doesn't sound right.
Sour and sweet, right?
Pickles and ice cream. Okay, I'm going to make a commitment to try it. By the time, we have you back on the show again, I will have at least consumed 1 scoop of dairy-free vanilla ice cream with a pickle on top to see how it goes. I'm going to make the commitment. And for those of you out there willing to make the same commitment, we want to hear. We want to know, is this a good food choice? Okay, I could sit on this topic forever, but we're not going to. Is there one skill that you have that you can deem the most useless superpower on the planet?
Oh, gosh. One skill. Useless. How long do I have? That's tough. Huh?
It is a hard one. I'll share mine, right? My useless skill is that I can tie, not the T. I can tie a cherry stem with my tongue without using my hands. I'm pretty sure that is completely useless.
Okay. How about I can I don't know what this is, but where I put this.
Oh my God. For those of you that aren't watching but you're listening, Amanda has stacked every single one of her fingers on top of another. I'm trying it now. Let's see. Hold on. You know what?
See if we can do this.
Oh my God, that's pretty useless. I would agree with that.
Yes, it is. So, but look.
I can't, and it's a skill.
I don't know how to describe this, but yes.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, listen, if one day there's a need for cherry stems in a knot and finger stacking, we're it. We're the it girls. So it's good. It's good. If you could create a new holiday, what would we celebrate?
We will celebrate a Walking in Nature Day.
Ooh, I like that.
Everybody must go outside and walk in nature.
I love that.
The entire day.
If you had to swap lives with a cartoon character, who would you swap with?
I will swap with Moana.
You said that so sexy too. There's such a cool, yeah. Ooh, I like that. All right, awesome. And lastly, Amanda, what is one English word that you have in your life that you resonate most with, or that's really important to you?
Gratitude.
Oh, I had to pause for a moment. I was quiet for a moment there because I took my own single moment of gratitude of just spending time with you. And I'm so appreciative. Amanda, how does everybody find you, get a hold of you, reach you? Give us all the goods.
I'm trying to rebrand myself to, as of right now, restoredigestion.com.
Excellent. And if that changes, we will make sure that the listeners can find you. For those of you that want to follow more about what we're doing here, please check out drsindyspeaks.com or shoot us an email at hello@drsindyspeaks.com. We would love to hear from you. And if you love pickles and ice cream, we want to know about that too. Also, for those of you that are interested in working with us at the office, the phone number is 708-479-0020. And please pick up the book, Positively Altered, Finding Happiness at the Bottom of a Chemo Bag. Amanda, as always, our time together is way too short and extremely informative. I hope everybody out there who has listened has been positively altered.